Good afternoon, dear brothers and sisters. It is Saturday, 16, 2000, Saturday, September 16, 2017. Concerned citizen of South Sudan going live again, as usual, every Saturday. Today, I'm not going to talk too much. So, hadith bitana ma yakun katira lela. بس أنا داير أكلمكم زي ما نحن دايما بنتألق مع بعض نتونس مع بعض على إنه مثلا it's so important, you know, to give chance to the people who always speak positive, you know. عشان كده أنا داير أركز على النقطة ده في اليوم على إنه الناس اللي بيتكلموا في حاجات الكويس، حاجات اللي بيجيب يونيتي، حاجات اللي بيجيب سلام، أنا داير نكونوا وراهم. عايزين نديم support always. We don't want to, you know, decrease them, you know, because these people actually they are trying to come out of shadow, you know, and speak to you, you know, by saying the word of truth. And I was kind of a little bit confused when some people come out, like, you know, last week I've seen our sister Susan Jambo, she was speaking positively, you know, about the peace and stability, what they need, and some individuals, you know, they have been attacking her. That's not actually what we should do as a people of diaspora. I always calling for one voice so we can have our input in any changes, imminent changes that will take place, you know, in our beloved country, South Sudan. Okay? Let us have a courage and let us encourage all those who really come out, you know, with a positive message of unity. We don't need message of war. You know, message of unity is the most important message, you know, for our people and peace. Today, actually, I wanted to talk to you about this book. And you can see there, it's a Jongkor on the side. And actually, this book, Jongkor, Displaced Child, Has Dreams. So the reason I'm showing that book to you on the screen today, الكتاب ده أنا عايزه عايز most of people to buy it. I want you to buy it. And the revenues of that book, actually, I wanted to use them for conference of diaspora community. So we can have one say. I keep repeating this thing. نحن دايرين نقعد كلنا as a diaspora community to have our input. And by having our input, actually, we are likely to influence what's going on back home, whether with AU or whether with the United Nations or whether with the government or all the opposition that, you know, in the country. So I want you to buy this book because I want the revenue of this book actually to go for 70% of this book. I want them to go for a conference that we are going to call to take place here in our state in Utah. All the diaspora community, whatever they are, in Europe, in Australia, in Canada, in some part of Africa. We wanted to have a big conference so we can have our issue together. We can put everything together, you know, to have, because as لما زول يتكلم أنا لما يتكلم هنا somebody speaking in Texas, زول تاني قاعد يتكلم في Canada, in Australia, in Finland, in Denmark, in Uganda, in Nairobi. It's not making a lot of sense. It's not making a lot of sense. But if we sit all together and we have our ideas to be put, you know, together, and then by the we can challenge, you know, what's going on, whether through UN or whether through AU or whether through IGAD, I think that would make a lot of differences. And that's actually what we are intend to do as a concerned citizen of South Sudan here in Salt Lake City. So please buy this book. 70% of the revenue, they are going to go for the conference. And we want also some of the money to help our brothers and sisters who are in refugee camp in Uganda, in Kenya, in Ethiopia, and in Sudan as well, because we have a lot of, you know, a lot of people, you know, fled as a result of that war that have been imposed on them. So buy this book. So those who did not see this book, this is the book, you know, Jongkor, Displaced Child Has a Dream. It talk about my real life, what happened exactly since I was a child coming here. So my history is a history of South Sudanese, you know, who fled the country as a result of the war, you know, when we were fighting with the North oppressors. So buy it so we can have that a great conference here with all the diaspora community. عشان لما نحن نتكلم زي ما انا قلت انا بتكلم هنا واحد انا بتكلم هناك, we are not making any differences. لكن لما نقعد put ideas together, I think that's gonna make a lot of differences, you know. So one more time again. Okay, I know we can make change, but I'm not gonna go ahead and respond, you know, for nonsense, you know, comment. What we wanted to do actually, we want to speak the truth, you know. We wanted to speak the truth. Changes is not necessarily to go home and make changes, because if you go back home now, there is something called a non-gunman, or whether you will be thrown, you know, in prison or you'll be shot by a non-gunman. You are aware of that, John Ngong, my brother John Ngong. You need to know that very well. We should encourage the positive attitude and positive messages that's coming out. We don't want to bring ourselves down, you know. These are the things that we need to focus on. If you are not interested in buying book, that's fine. There's a lot of Sudanese, South Sudanese, peace-loving. Actually, they are interesting. They will buy this book so we can have our input together here. That's what's going to happen. Because all of you now are aware, we're already in a state of dictatorship. And I said this last time. President Kiir is not going anywhere. It's not. I gave you a lot of example and what he's doing and how he's heading. So there will be no change unless we have to act as a citizen, as a concerned citizen of South Sudan. I want to tell you a little bit of the story. It would be difficult sometimes to interpret the story actually. Gisab at Sholmong, and most of you know Sholmong. Who is Sholmong? Sholmong actually, some people sometimes they said he has a lot of fairy tales. Okay? The reason I'm trying to bring Gisabta Sholmong, Lani Sholmong Aslan, it was a character. So Sholmong one day ubiga jan. Ukid Sholmong biga jan gam meshe yakul shajar ismi Jemais. Okay? All of you into tar of shajar ismi Jemais. Okay, so good measure yakul shajara ism jameza shajara diamond. There's a lot of insects, you know, go inside that fruit of that jamaiz. Okay, for who could measure big at yakul shajara jamaiz alwa fruit betao yalo big at the good you know biabla but lana tamandul jan biakul. Finally, big at the good, you know what? Al hashara naim أيسمع والحشر الصاحي أيشوف. So what does that mean exactly? It means أنت لو نايم مع الوضع الحالي اللي نحن فيه ده زي ما أنا كلمتكم إنه مثلا President Kiir هو ما ماشي أي محل. He want to rule this country for life. He want to rule this country until he died. So نحن لو ما, if we don't open our eyes, أنت لو نايم هتسمع وانت لو صاحي هتشوف زي ما Sholmong قال كلامه ده وكد قاعد ياكل فينا في شجر جميس. So there is a sense of urgency. We need to act as a concerned citizen of South Sudan together. You know, we need to put our differences aside. The Dinka, the Nuer, the Shuluk, the blah blah blah. All these things must be put aside, and we have to unite as a people. And I keep repeating this every time. نحن كد حاربنا كلنا as Junubis as one people. نحن ما حاربنا as individuals عشان نصل لهدف بتاعنا عشان يكون في justice وفي prosperity وفي liberty يكون في بلدنا. دل مكونات أهداف كنا حاربنا من أجله. So the notion that people more division is not gonna help actually. It's not gonna help. And my sister, you know, Suzanne Jambo, in her video last time, she pointed out, you know, we don't need, you know, to target, you know, one ethnic or one tribe or individuals or something like that, you know. This thing, oh, then as Dingo, oh, then as Juba, oh, then as Nuer, you know, it's not gonna help. We should unite and just talk about the regime, because this regime actually, government of Kiir, has many tribes within that, you know, the government. Finas mean Equatoria, Finas mean Nuer, Finas mean Bargazal, Finas, all over, you know. So the notion that sometimes when I see some videos, some opposition, they come out and they start thinking, oh, Hajat, doesn't make sense, when you're calling the tribal name thing. It will not help you. Lano, I said this many times. Kir, actually not every individuals in the Dinka supporting him. There are some ignorant people that he have used actually, to achieve what he wanted to do, to stay in power. And that's something that we should, know. All right. So, my dear brothers and sisters, like I said, we need to have a conference so we can have our input together right here in Salt Lake City. I'm calling for that, for those who are really interesting, for those peace lovers. Let me go to my brother here and see what he wanted to say. I would be interesting to invite people if they wanted to speak today. Because my main message today is just to introduce this book so we can have revenue. And like I said, 70 of revenue is going to go for a conference that we are going to have as a diaspora community to have our input together. So let me see, Brother Martin, if you are willing, to say a word today, a word of encouragement, as something that we can do as a diaspora community to unite and have one say. Are you okay, Martin, if I invite you? It doesn't matter what language you wanted to speak, you can speak, Okay, let me go to my sister Helena here, Helena, and see if she would be available to about the having conference together, because we want to have input, rather than someone is speaking, like I said, in Texas, in California, in Copenhagen, in Kenya, in all these places. It's not helping us, We need to put our input together as a concerned citizen of South Sudan diaspora, particularly.
Hello? Hello?
You're right on, my sister.
Hello?
Yeah. I hope I did not interrupt what you're doing.
No, it's okay. Can you just give me like 5 minutes? I will call you. Or you call me back. I will let you know.
Sure. In 5 minutes, we will be in touch.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just wanted to go here. I don't know what happened to you, Martin. I want to bring you in, actually, because I like what you said all the time, But I don't know why this thing is not... And by the way, I like to walk the walk. So no matter what, we're going to make this thing happen. We're going to have a conference so we can have our input. I know that financially it's held us behind, but we're going to do it. It's your turn, Mabior. Having conference here, what do you think about it? Nobody want to pledge to speak out, to give me their perspective? What do you think about having conference as a diaspora people to have our input? I'm trying to see here who really wanted to speak up. Don't be shy, you know. I know South Sudanese in diaspora, they believe peace should prevail. And that's the most important thing for our people because they have been suffering for so long. Anyone from Australia? South Sudanese in Australia? The idea is having conference together as a diaspora community to have one input, one voice. What do you think about it? Thank you for like, brothers and sisters. But I want someone to speak up. I always do it, you know, just coming and speaking. I wanted to do it different today. I want to hear from you by having this conference, by calling, you know, conference, to have a conference here. So all the diaspora people can have one voice. It's not going to happen overnight, but we have to plan for it. Is everybody busy today? Australia, let me invite someone from Australia and see. No answers. Be brave and come up and say, hey, my idea is this. We wanted to do it, or this is obstacles, this is what I see, you know. Thank you. Remember, kid is a fair game because he's a president. Mentioning people, it doesn't mean violent, because if you are in charge, now, if I'm in charge, you can mention me 24/7, nothing wrong with it, you know. That's it mean in democratic, you know, way of speaking up, you know. By saying that you cannot mention person name, it doesn't help. Because if you are in head of the state and you are in charge, nothing wrong for you to be mentioned. I'm glad you sister, you are back. I can call you now so you can have your input. You can speak Arabic, you can speak language, whatever you wanted to speak, that's fine, you know.
Hello?
Yes. هي انه نحن نكون مع بعض. احنا يكون عندنا
My brother.
كونفرنس. لانه المشاكل اللي ما تنتهي. لو واحد بيتكلم في تكساس وده بيتكلم في سولت ليك سيتي وده بيتكلم في استراليا وده بيتكلم في كوبنهاجن، لو نحن ما قعدنا از diaspora people، ناس قاعدين برا جنوبيين سودانيين ويكون عندنا صوت واحد عشان يكون عندنا تأثير في الوضع الحالي اللي بيحصل في بلدنا. You can give advice.
Hello?
What do you think about this? Helena.
Hi. Yes. That is your topic. I was supposed to ask you first, what is the topic about the conference?
Well, I said we need to have a conference. My topic today, I wanted to know from you. I propose that we should have a conference here in Salt Lake City. And I have been saying this for so long in all the video that I have been speaking. And أنا جيت كمان بكتاب بتاعي الليلة أنا قلت الكتاب ده 70% okay of revenue are gonna go for the conference. Okay. I want people to buy this book as well. All right. So we can use this money because when we have conference, we are likely to have a revenue. We have the logistic and all this thing. Okay. فعشان كده أنا قاعد نتكلم ناس إنه مثلا الناس اللي معانا peace loving ناس دايما بيتكلم عن سلام وما دايرين حرب زي ما أنا بيتكلم دايما عن سلام وما دايرين حرب. What do you think? What is your intake في الموضوع اللي أنا طرحته اليوم؟ إنه يكون عندنا conference as a diaspora community, whether you are in Canada, whether in US, or into Australia, or into Europe, you know. لأنه نحن لو قاعدين نتكلم individuals أنا شايف it's not changing anything. We need to have something together. عشان الناس يعرفوا إنه مثلا نزل في diaspora نزل برا كلامهم كده هم بيقولوا يا أخي دايرين كده كده ودايرين لازم يكون في سلام. بيكون عندنا تأثير نحن مواطنين. أوكي. وكل ريفرندم حصل هنا سوقنا ساعات مشينا سجلنا ركبنا طائرات ومشينا صوتنا. Now في مس في البلد we have to have our concern and we have to have input.
Okay. Okay, ده كويس كلامك كويس يا brother. Anyway, conference اللي انت قاعد تطلب ده داير يكون في تل conference يكون conference
No. We have to come to the conference physically. It has to be physically.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a proposal.
Okay.
That's diaspora community كله.
You need to inform the group first. عشان انت تقدر تعرف الجروب ده who decide for you. لأنه كده individual like everybody now they will not even get involved. تعمل organize group first. That's بيكون good idea. لأنه ما في زول ما داير كلام peace أساسا. انت لو داير راي. Yeah, peace طبعا all of us we are calling for peace. لو في ناس ready for peace and you inform the group for peace like نحن زي حسن نحن women we call for peace and we have a group. We mobilize the people to do the peace and we can come together. That's why you see us a lot of people now, a lot of women in different we are talking about peace. The good connection عشان هنا عندنا international network because they connect us. Like now we have very big good number of women's group talking about peace. They really love peace. كده أنا بشوف بكون سهل بالنسبة لك إنت هتقدر تشوف منو already وبعدين after تكونت جروب ده يكون جروب لو إنت عايز فوق يكون جروب ما يكون just men ولا يكون just South Sudanese women men and all this stuff. They can enjoy you. في زمن ده إنت هتعرف منو is really very interested to come physically to do the conference. أنا بأيد كلامه ده لأن we are talking about all this stuff all the time. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Sister Helen. شكرا Sister Helen لأنه أساسا مسألة مهمة جدا. نحن كونا منظمة هنا concerned citizen of South Sudan. Concerned citizen of South Sudan is advocate for peace. Okay. وكلام أنت قلت ده كلام كويس. You should be agent of peace as well. لأنه أنت دائما بتتكلم عن سلام بتتكلم إنه مثلا how we can be together as a family as you know people of South Sudan. كلام ده أطرحه كمان لجروب الانترفيو ده بيكون كويس. لأنه فعلا نحن هنا لو قاعدين نتكلم individuals, it's not going to have any impact. I want everybody, to involve. Thank you so much for your input. I'm going to go ahead and invite my other brother here. Shukran, Helen. Yeah.
Thank you. No problem. Yep. Bye-bye.
Kev, John Mayol, man, I'm still sleeping, man, and my son is up too. So
and I want to congratulate you for the new baby, by the way. Salam, haja muhim jiddan jiddan ya Ushala, and that's something that we
have someone calling me too here. I know, there's a lot going on. Yeah, let me get him here. Hey, so what's going on, John?
Well, we are talking about how to have one voice as a diaspora people, as I said from the beginning. When I wrote the kitab, my book, 70% of the revenue of this book is going to go for this conference. You know, that's we are proposing here to take place in Salt Lake City. If everybody is speaking out, I'm speaking out, you speaking out, someone is speaking out, and we are not together, we are not going to go anywhere. And that's why diaspora community need to sit together and have an input so we can have a real impact, you know, what's going on and influence what's going on back home.
True, mommy. Yeah, but I think she asked a question like, what is the conference about? Like, what is the agenda of the conference?
That's a good question. Actually, when you have a conference, we have so many things that we are going to discuss in conference. How to achieve the peace in South Sudan and its stability. How we can move toward democratic nation. These are the most important things that we are going to discuss on the conference. We are going to talk about the peace. Peace involves a lot of things, right? So, what is your insight in this having a conference?
It's not a problem. It's actually the slogan of the conference, like the issue of peace, seem okay, but it appears that we Southern Sudanese love to like take advantage of the situation and put it as a project, and that project ain't nowhere. Now you have seen so many projects that have been established as you know, peace, and they were initiated to go and help, you know, women organization, youth program, water project, you can name it, okay? And all those funds, the way they were being used, are the one causing more destruction than anyone who thought. So I'm not sure, like, when you said you want to have the conference for people in Salt Lake City.
Not people in Salt Lake, people in diaspora in general.
Oh, okay, people in diaspora, like the diaspora. How did you identify your participant? And I don't know, what difference would that make from any other organization that I just talked about? You know, you have seen the only that cause destruction in South Sudan now is all these projects. People just think about, oh yeah, I think it's a good way to raise money. You write your own individual life, or you put in something, and then you say, oh, I'm going to this village. Some fund don't even reach the village. And as me and you speaking, we don't have any sort of impact on what people are doing down on the ground. If you don't have a connection, you don't have general that would listen to you or can promote what you are saying, then nothing could change. So I'm just wondering how this will be different from any other organization that has been performed. The only one that I've seen succeeding is a John Down Foundation. John Down Foundation seems to have an impact in the Jonglei community, but some other organization that I heard about, they rather die somewhere here and the fund has reached nobody, and then people tend to report back the fake information that this is what I did. So
okay.
I really don't know. You can help me out.
That's a good question, my brother, because you talk a lot about how so many organizations have been informed and they're supposed to be for the good cause and they never reach the destination, nothing happened. But you know what, Uchala, when someone speaks from the heart and they want to do something, when I just talk about, you know, revenue of this book would go for a conference, you hear me all the time, my voice, what I said. I never call for a violence. I call always for a peace. I call for unity. I call for democratic change in South Sudan. So these are the most important thing. But it doesn't mean that if some people fail ahead of us, we should not do something, because we should be encouraged to do. Whether some people ahead of us, they fail, there is circumstances that make them fail. But we here as a diaspora, we have what I'm calling here, we all diaspora, because we concern. You concern, I concern, and we are concerned about what's going on. And that's why we need to put our ideas together, how peace can be achieved and what we can recommend. We have to come out from that conference with recommendation. And our recommendation, it should be clear, you know, and then we can even send them to you and send them to AU, send them to IGAT. A diaspora community is more divided, and we need to be together to have one voice. And that's why I'm calling for that. I don't see any self-interest in this thing at all. I have a job, you know, I'm okay.
No, I know you, John.
I'm concerned. Yeah, I have concern, and I have a relative back home, and I want peace to prevail in South Sudan so people can, you know, live in peace and harmony. Because right now, you know that Uchala, hatred, you know, And even though in my own area, you cannot get somebody without a blood, 35% or 40% from usual blood. In North America, you know that, right? You know that. And now people are more divided. And that's why, as a diaspora, keeping silent, it will not take us anywhere. We need to get together, you know, and have our ideas together. And that's why I'm calling, and that's why I'm talking to someone concerned like you and me and others, you know, to come together. There is no hidden agenda here, brother. Okay.
And John, don't you think it would be fair to say, you know, charity begin at home? If people like Southern Sudanese people in the state of Utah, let's just leave Utah, just Salt Lake City, you know, because if you talk of Utah, you will be talking about some other city. Will it not be fair for them to come together and then trying to enact or, you know, call upon the next state to, you know, like extend their generosity? Like if you can be able to bring together people in Salt Lake area and then get in those of West Valley or, you know, whatever it is, don't you think that will make a genuine foundation for what you are calling on?
That's right, Uchala. That's right. But in every community or every aspect of life, you always have people, you know, they wanted to do good cause, and you have people they are not interested. You have people always they don't want to do something, but there are people who want to do something. So we have a lot of people here in Utah actually they embrace the ideas, you know, which is a good thing. We have a lot of people here embrace ideas. So I do not say that okay, I just focus with people in Utah and not talking to people, because you've seen me, you have seen me talking every time, you know, making clip after clip after clip. It's because something from my heart. Okay. So I really appreciate your insight. I'm gonna go to Martin because Martin, I think he wanted to say something.
Yeah, and John, before you go to Martin, I think what is it, John Ngong? Oh yeah, he asked the same question, and then he said he was also asking about the price of your book, and I think everyone would love to know how much it costs and whether you have a website for it that, you know, people can.
Good question. I don't have a website, Uchala. Actually, it is on Amazon, and if you type Jongkor Mayol or Displaced Child Has a Dream, the book will pop up, and it's $14.99 for a paper print, and it's $9.99 for, you know, Kindles. So you can get it on Amazon. You know, if you type "Displaced Child Has a Dream."
Oh,
Jongkor.
displaced child. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
then you can get it there.
Hey, it's good to know, man. Hey, say hi to your family and thank you.
No problem. Okay, I'm gonna go to my brother Martin also. See here.
Okay.